Tonight, folks, on Lolcow Nobodies, the Tuesday show. It's probably not going to be Tuesday by the time it's over, but it still counts. It's starting on Tuesday. It counts. If I had started it after Tuesday, like Mo did that 2 a.m. stream on Sunday, said it was a Saturday stream, that doesn't count. But it does count if you start before the day is over. So that's the situation. This is the Tuesday show. I didn't miss one, folks. It didn't happen. False allegations. Today is a beautiful day, folks. Today, justice was served. Today, a certain individual got what's been coming to him for a long time, and we're going to talk about it, folks. We're going to talk about the toe coming up after this. Because, of course, I'm going to play our theme song that has nothing to do with any of this. It has to do with Lolcow Live. Well, I haven't even watched the new episode where they shake up all the shit, but I haven't. I assume if anything happened with Live, somebody would have said something. So I assume Boogie is still around. I assume Tommy C's not on Live, but I've heard there's some shakeups, so I'll look into that. I don't know if I have a lolcat report ready for tomorrow, so tomorrow might be when we finally get into the LCU this week. But for now, we have to talk about another win for the toe on Lolcow Nobodies.
Keeps the Christ, he's got an ego so tall, but it shatters like glass when the haters call. Boogie's tears flow like a river so wide. Rostov's gone, now he's got no one to confide. Wings just sits there, dreaming of fried dreams. Buckets of chicken, yeah, that's his only scheme. Lolcow Nobodies, we're spilling the tea, broadcasting chaos from the LCU. Tommy sees the king, he's running the show, all the rest just clowns, in case you didn't know. Boogie whines, he's stuck in his feels, while Wings is scheming on his next meal deal. Keem's on Twitter, throwing his fits, his tears hit harder than his YouTube hits. Tommy's mic's on, the legend takes the stage. The LQ's finest, turning every page. Lolcow Nobodies, we're spilling the tea, broadcasting chaos from the LCU spree. Tommy sees the king, he's running the show, all the rest just clowns, in case you didn't know. Lolcow Nobodies, we're spilling the tea, broadcasting chaos from the LCU spree. Tommy sees the king, he's running the show, all the rest just clowns, in case you didn't know.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I will show you my beautiful visage in but a moment. Ba-da-ba. Hey, there I am. What's up, everybody? It's Lolcow Nobodies. I almost didn't do it today. You'll even hear on the issue crew that we recorded tonight that's coming out on Saturday that I said I wasn't. But I was so distracted by the Mo versus Harry Otter debate, which you'll be able to hear on Saturday, that I almost forgot about the beautiful justice that had been served this day. Because, folks, the toe is contained. Cuck containment is in place. Aaron IMHOLTE in jail for revenge pornography charges. It finally happened. The final judgment finally came down. And we kind of all knew it was going to happen because of something that had come out right before. Let's take a trip over to the Steel Toe subreddit because there's a couple of fun things that I would like to show you guys. So we're gonna do that in just a moment. Hope I get some callers. Unfortunately, I don't have any like close friends who are deeply invested in the toe lore that I could just call in. Let's get it, folks. All right. Prosecutor has filed for another violation of release conditions the day before sentencing. So this was yesterday. Almost certainly Aaron is going to jail. And folks, Sad Moody, you was right. You called it. So let's read this. This is State of Minnesota versus Aaron Michael IMHOLTE. They got some stuff going on. This is the felony offense of non-consensual dissemination. Oh, I'm doing the Keemstar thing now. Dissemination. There you go. Of private sexual images. Intentionally disseminate image without I almost said context. It's consent. Count two, non-consensual dissemination of private sexual images, intentionally disseminate images without consent. That seems like the same charge. Or is it two counts of the same charge, I guess is what it is. But why did I check chat on YouTube? Check out on Streamlabs so you people don't have to see me do that. Okay, so now, therefore, pursuant to the conditional release violation report dated 9/29/2025, it is the order of the court that the above recommendation is hereby accepted and placed in effect, and that Aaron Mikan Himbolt, maybe doing a show at 11 o'clock was a fucking mistake. Aaron Michael Imholt is hereby summoned to appear before this court at sentencing hearing on 9/30/25. Copy of this order is to be served by sheriff, U.S. mail. Uh, okay, so he's not going to be apprehended by a sheriff, but at least not before he goes to court. But you know, soon after he would be, as it turns out. Yeah. So bad position to be in a day before you got sentenced for sure, and then he got sentenced, and another win for the toe. I wonder how he's gonna spin it, right? Well, he's already started doing a little bit of spinning. And his fun spin now is blaming Gino Bisconti, who sucks for other reasons, who sucks because he threatened to dox Schizo Sean, the fucking idiot. He thought people were gonna be like, it's so funny that Gino's gonna dox this fucking like kid who like passed out at a bar and then got upset because he got kicked out of the whole event and they wouldn't refund him. Man, fuck Gino Bisconti. But the thing is, Aaron sent this revenge porn to Gino Bisconti, right? That's the story. We talked about it on the Lolcow report, Aaron Imholt. If you want to get caught up on the toe lore with your good friend Riley, that's where you'll do it. But yeah, Gino is the one he sent this revenge porn to live on stream. And now he's coping about Gino. And let's watch this video because I believe this is from this morning's Steel Toe Morning Show, or at least a recent one. Because Aaron did a Steel Toe Morning Show this morning. I don't think there's going to be a Steel Toe Evening Show. Call it a hunch, but the Steel Toe Morning Show did occur as normal this morning. And let's hear what Aaron has to say about Gino Bisconti, who he sent the revenge porn to. Gino's the crime? Receiving revenge porn that you sent. So let's see what he's saying about Gino.
Got a lot of questions on that one. I did say today that I am out of the Gino Bisconti business. That is 1,000% accurate. Look, man, the dude's reckless. What can I say?
Reckless. Reckless. Aaron? Reckless. Now, what I would describe as reckless is taking nudes that you received from a woman whose husband is now your worst enemy. She's in love with Nick Rekieta. She's married to Nick Rekieta. Nick Rekieta is your worst enemy. You're spending all your time online fucking slandering Nick Rekieta and saying awful things about Nick Rekieta, who is married to this woman, and you have nude pictures of her. And you sent them to a random comedian without her consent. I would call that reckless, Aaron. I would call Gino retarded. I would call you reckless.
Gino Bisconti's a reckless guy. And you can't have reckless people like that in your orbit when you got crazy shit going on. You know, I really do feel like the weight of the world, like there were so many different factions and thousands of people trying to shove you down into this box, like into this grave, and you popped out of it and you made it and it's over with now. But like after you win, you know, I always say we won the war. Now, after you win the war, that doesn't mean you just gloat and you go, "Oh, we won the war," blah blah, whatever. These people are dumb. You know, these viewers that troll people are dumb. You can talk that kind of shit all day long, but you also have to look inside your own camp and you got to say, "All right, who's with me and who's for themselves?" And I did say in court today, I said will never again work with Gino Bisconti publicly or professionally.
Because he had already been to court by the time this happened. Does he not have to go to jail right away? Is he not in jail right now? Okay, that's new. That's new information I'm learning at this time, unless I'm misinterpreting. But yeah, I guess he's disavowed Gino, Mr. Visconti.
Professionally, and that is 1,000% true. I've even told Gino this. I've said I can't work with you. I'm sorry, you're reckless. He says he's like
Hypocritical to fucking hammer. I know I'm hammering on it, but perhaps I've done reckless things. But like Aaron, again, fucking sending revenge porn around, pretty reckless. I don't even know how. I guess it's pretty reckless to threaten to dox somebody. So I guess Gino is reckless too. But it's like it's the pot calling the kettle black, and it's like he has to be aware of that in his heart and soul. He has to cope. He has to. He thinks there's this like audience of steel toe that will believe whatever he says, and maybe there is. I don't know how big the audience is if that's the case. I don't think it's very big. I've heard he's been struggling with hitting the goal. But man, ah, Aaron Imholt, bro, what a guy.
oh, we're laughing about the disavow. No, I disavow the shit he says. I think he says wild, crazy, offensive shit, and I don't think he should.
Offensive. You have a section on your show called the White Power Hour. Offensive, Aaron. What are you, a fucking bread tuber? What are you, a fucking leftist cuck like me, Aaron?
I think it's bad for him, quite frankly. But yeah, when I said that I found Gino's words about different things disgusting and everything, I do. I find them really, really gross, and I think for his own mental health, he should stop. I think, he keeps saying, oh, you fuck around in that Dabbleverse, it eats at your soul, blah, blah, blah. And I think he's right. I agree with him. I think all these people have kind of their...
It all comes back to the Dabbleverse. It's all the Dabbleverse. The Dabbleverse did this to me. It's all the Dabbleverse. The Dabbleverse, Gino's talking about the Dabbleverse, and I'm talking about how he talked about the Dabbleverse, and I don't agree with what he said about the Dabbleverse. It all comes back. It all comes full circle, folks.
Souls have rotted out, yours included, if you're into that. No offense. But I don't think he realizes that he's so neck deep in it, he can't pull himself out, and I think it's rotted his soul. You got to get up into that rarefied air, if you ask me.
Bro, you're super fucking deep into the goddamn Dabbleverse. Still says he's not in the Dabbleverse. Aaron claims that the court alcohol stipulation is BS. This is the judge's ash again. There was an alcohol stipulation? When was this? When was this? This is also 4 hours ago. Okay, I guess this is also from today.
Rummage Sale with a good question says, do you have to give up alcohol? Oh, that's another thing. The state did ask, and I thought this was really weird because it's not an alcohol or chemical offense. They said, the state said, well, we want him to not be able to drink because sometimes he has a beer on his show. And I'm like, how fucking often are you watching the toe? I probably have a beer once every 20, 30 shows. So, like, how much toe is the state of Minnesota consuming? But the judge kind of, she passed. She didn't even, like, address that one. She just kind of, it was kind of like that second violation. She's like, no, that's not a thing. Sorry.
I mean, like, I kind of agree. I think alcohol stipulations in general, unless your crime specifically relates to alcohol, are kind of bullshit. But like, I feel like when you're going through this sort of shit, you shouldn't be going online and like fucking mocking the process, right? Like, it's just not a good look for you.
I can't say enough how great that judge is. She was like, I couldn't get a read on her for this whole last year. I couldn't get a read.
The judge doesn't like you, Aaron. The judge is the reason you didn't get your little slap on the wrist. Because they were like, I watched your show and like, you're talking mad shit, bro. And you're not supposed to be doing that. We're not giving you no fucking plea deal. Get fucked. I don't know why. I guess it is a good idea to kiss the judge's ass, but like, it's so obviously cope.
Read on what she was thinking, feeling, doing, anything. And then when she came down with a sentence, it was like the most fair thing you could come up with. I thought she did. She's a pro, man. She's a real pro. Gray Duckling with $5 says, really sad when I know your bathroom schedule between 6 and 11, 1 to 3 a show, and you wash your hands. Well, I get back from the I get back from the bathroom so quick sometimes that you guys accuse me of not washing my hands, and it hurts my feelings. Numero uno with $1 says, in your...
Is that what's hurting your feelings, Aaron? I'm sure that's why your feelings are hurt right now. Your feelings aren't hurt because you think you're going to jail, right? Your feelings are hurt that your audience is saying you're not washing your hands.
Defense, you were totally sober almost every time you did something remarkably stupid.
True.
Thanks, buddy. Jaxie Games with $4.99 says, does this mean you're leaving the Dabbleverse? I'm not in it. You guys are the ones who want me in it. I go on and I do a show talking about the news and stuff. You've always needed me. I'm kind of your son.
You need me. I don't need you. Even though you're the only people making me relevant in any way, you need me, actually.
And you all kind of orbit around me. I'm the big dog. I've got too many things going on for you guys to be around you guys. You guys are embarrassing, no offense. But I will say what's up.
Wait, Aaron with an important message to Kit. Every time they pitch me a new Aaron video, I'm like, yes, I will watch that.
I really wish you guys weren't funny. Hurts me to admit you're humorous.
That's fair. Okay, Aaron. I will give him credit. You gotta respect a man a little bit who's willing to say that his enemies are funny. I'll give him that. I don't know how genuine he's being, but I'll give him that he's willing to cop to that. Another win for the toe.
also, like, I've been in pretty good spirits today, and you have managed to even lift those spirits. So, again, thank you. Kids, let me give you this piece of advice. Keep your nose clean. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble with the law. Obey the law. Still the best country in the world for all its faults
Good idea, Aaron. Obey the law. Good idea. Good idea, buddy. Thank you.
and its foibles and everything else. It's still the best country out there. Keep your nose clean. Stay out of the system. Stay away from the system. It's because, again, like anything else, it has its faults and it has its foibles. But if you keep yourself out of it, then you can't put yourself in a position for something bad to happen to you. Okay? So take it from me. Keep your nose clean. Don't make excuses.
you,
when
Aaron.
you fuck up, you stand up there.
Don't make excuses. Thank you, Aaron. Very cool.
You take your sentence like a man. That's what you do.
Like a man. Like a man, folks. I just wanna this is kind of on the fly here. I think I could find the right clip by checking in with my boy P Melt pretty quick. Wait, no, he didn't post that? He didn't post the fucking who posted the fucking sad steel toe walking away from court? I could have sworn that was Patrick Melton. Okay, I'm gonna look up Aaron IMHOLTE on Twitter. I think I'll find it pretty quick. It's one of the relevant toe clips currently. Shit, really? Oh, here's an image of it. Here's him sadly walking in his little court, his little court fit. And then there's the beautiful mugshot where he's being consumed by the red sun that I also used for the thumbnail. Another win for the toe.
$2 from Gray Duckling says, sorry.
What else we got going on in the steel toe Reddit today? Let's say new.
I really wish you guys weren't safe. Rum got a lot of questions.
All right.
Dr. Chow Chow with $5 says, Carl never supported me making fun of your show. It hurt my feelings. Now he's all on board and he's the expert. Well, it's profitable, right? That's what this is all about. It's profitable.
It's all Carl. Carl's bad. Carl's just trying to make a profit off my name.
You make that super chat money. Look. I am honored that I am such a target. There's a reason for it. They don't boo nobodies.
Okay. Another win for Schizo Sean. Yep. Real 15 days. Toe fake the text. What is this text? Nick is now gunning for me through shit you guys say. It's gay, I know, but just don't do anything that could give him a reason to fuck me over. And that's what he said to Gino to get him to stop saying bad things, I guess. He's not going to jail, Lamau. Okay, this is him blaming Gino in court, I think. Okay. Effiant, being first duly sworn, states and alleges as follows. My name is Aaron IMHOLTE. I can't even do an Aaron voice. I'm trying to like work it up, but there's no way. You see, I can't do an Anthony Cumia voice, and he's just doing an Anthony Cumia voice, so it's hard to match. So yeah, my name is Aaron IMHOLTE. As part of my conditions of release from September 3rd, 2024, I was, quote, prohibited from directly or indirectly talking about, disparaging, and or harassing, I assume that means Kayla, some sort of middle name that we don't know, Ricada, participates in or has control of. Probation submitted a conditional release violation on September 29th, 2025. I hosted an event at Stoney's Bar in Rockville, Minnesota on or around July 26, 2025. I did not broadcast this event. I did not record the event. The event was not online. I did not broadcast any portion of the event online or on social media in any way. I did not give anyone permission to record the event. During the event, I did not say anything about Kayla Ricada, I assume. I specifically asked Gino Visconti not to make any statements about Kayla Ricada during his comedy routine. I sent him the attached text in advance of the event to emphasize that no comments should be made. And that's the text we just read.
We got $1 on PayPal from
started
Adolf
playing.
Hitler.
Oh, great.
Says if
I feel like he got away with enough gold to.
We got a dollar from Adolf Hitler.
He
huh?
says if you choose, you can bring Granny on to give him advice about the breakup. You've been through a few. That's true. Yeah, Granny and Lemmy broke up. Our former, I think Granny's still an audience member. But
That's sad to hear.
here's what happened.
I thought they had a kid.
What a guy. What a stand-up gentleman. Oh, man. What a beautiful day. I can't wait for the cope, right? Like, that's what I was getting into before. The cope has already began with it all being Gino's fault. But I can't wait to hear what that motherfucker has to say when he is a free man released into the world after this jail experience. How he's gonna cope, how he's gonna turn it into another win for the toe. I gotta know. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a good time. That's what I know for sure. It's always a good time with Aaron. I don't understand those people. Like, I have the same feeling about, like, whenever a show that's like shitting on people has like a primary target, and that primary target goes dark for a little bit, and they find a new target, there's always like animosity towards like the coverage of that new target in comparison to the old target. Like, I feel like that's kind of what happened with Stuttering John versus Aaron Imholt, like where Stut Joe went off the internet for a while, and Aaron kind of became the new like step in punching bag, and I think that has resulted in much hilarity and good times. And a similar case, of course, happened with the Dick Show and Eric July, where everybody was like, "Oh, this Eric July shit isn't funny," because they just like are so attached to the old Maddox shit that they just like, it could never reach the glory, guys. It can't. He'll be on the radio any day now for White Power. I mean, Anthony Cumia is on the. Anthony Cumia's on the radio, so I think you're allowed to say White Power and be on the radio.
I wouldn't feel good about it.
Well, what?
They might prefer it, actually.
Well, here's my problem. Like, so now Spirit is a discount airline, right? And you guys better.
Right. Who's the new cheapskate?
You guys better knock the goal out for this one, because not only is it brilliant, I'm also really riding the line just for you. So, Johnny, that's a budget carrier, meaning that you're going to have way less cheap airlines flying. What are we going to do so we can cater to our more niggardly passengers?
Whoa. Hit him with that almost a slur, that fucking college humor bit. How clever of you. I'm glad he saw real punishment. It seems like so often crimes are not punished by jail time. They're punished by just like fines and slaps on the wrist, just like Aaron thought they were. Fines, slaps on the wrist, probation, things like that. When the crime is bullshit and like a stupid crime, like Nick Rekieta doing cocaine, getting probation is good, because It addresses the root of the problem. It forces you to get sober because you're not allowed to do drugs anymore because they're gonna test you. Um, and it's not like overly cruel. But when you're like an insufferable, smarmy piece of shit motherfucker, spreading revenge porn around, then I think you deserve a little bit. And I am kind of glad that it's not like forever. Like, cause like this is a felony count, right? Like I'm sure the maximum was like years. If you're like really fucking doing that, I assume it has to be like a repeat offense and like a little bit more like egregious than what Aaron did. Not that what Aaron did wasn't egregious, but like maybe you have to like spread it to multiple people and stuff. I assume it's like it's a shit. Did I lose my shit? Hold on. Uh-oh. I'll deal with that in a bit. Okay. But yeah, so he's only going to be there for 2 weeks, so we'll quickly get to hear him start coping again. And it'll be a wonderful time with the toe, folks. That's about all I got. I was hoping I could solicit some callers on Twitter that would join me in this victory lap, but I think I've really said all there is to say about the toe and his sentencing. He deserves it. I hope he has fun. Uh, don't drop the soap, Baron. That's my advice. I guess you will, by the time you could even have possibly heard this, you will already have or have not dropped the soap. So, do with that as you will. And yeah, thank you for watching Lolcow Nobodies. Did a little mini-sode. And tomorrow, should I just do Lolcow Report Boogie tomorrow? Because, like, this lying about the funeral shit is crazy. And it just makes you think of all the other crazy shit that he's done. I might spin it into Lolcow Report Boogie. We'll see how I feel. But for the next for the next good few broadcasts of Lolcow Nobodies, Aaron Imholt will be behind bars, and I think we can all find some level of peace in that. That's what I would say. So everybody raise a glass in tribute for the toe and for the retribution that has been brought upon the toe. Because today is a glorious day. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.